Kind of sucks being the first person to the shop. Oh, and I'm not. Because then you got to get out and get the key and unlock the gate, all that stuff. So it's best to let somebody beat you here. Main door for customers and front office. Us dirtballs have to use this door. I'll get away from you. Start this up, let her warm up a little bit. We're gonna need this. This is the roofing side of things here. All your Owens Corning shingles, roof crews, trucks. This is the fence side. One truck, guy takes another truck home, welding tables, bobcat, welders, gate tables, fittings bay, lockers. You'll get to know this shop a little better as the channel goes on. This is headquarters, HQ. This is where us fence guys get to be in an office. Nice. Guys will come in here in the morning, grab their sheet for the day, lets them know all the material they need, the layout of the fence, addresses, where they're going, all that stuff. Take this with them. This is Alan.
Good morning.
Alan is the dad of the shop, and this is the mom of the shop.
Shop cat.
Shop cat. Missed Alan because he was in Florida.
He was waiting in the door.
Fire up his truck and open his door. Get her hooked up to a trailer and load it up with some material. Pick a trailer. Usually we like to cross chains, but with this trailer, you can't cross the chains. The chains are too short. This is where the roofers practice their roofing. They have a roof on wheels. Today we are doing about 300 feet of vinyl. This is all of our vinyl stock material. So this is what we're loading up today. You got line post, you got corner post, you got end post, rails, pickets, U-channels. I mean, we're all stocked up here. These go inside of all of our vinyl posts. This is where our leftover pipe goes. Here's Eric and Joe in the other fence truck. Everybody's starting to roll in now. Joe is our newest guy. No real experience in construction. You gotta let him learn as much as possible on the skid steer so he can load trailers. Everybody gotta start somewhere. You get, hey, just back straight up and put them on this side. You know what you should have did, right? You should have just backed all the way and pulled forward. I threw this rack together in like a few hours in total, so that's why it looks like the way it does. Just scrap leftover pipe that was laying in our yard, welded together. Raise up and tilt forward. Raise up, 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 tilt forward. Keep tilting. Go up. Up, 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 up. Tilt forward. Walk forward. Tilt forward. Back out. So like a bunk of 27 lines come in a bunk. So when we have spillover, we'll wrap up the cup or extra we have laying here and put them on top. so we don't have to take 2 full bunks. Same with rails. All right. This is where a lot of our miscellaneous stuff is. They're gonna need a bunch of these, so we'll fill up our bin. Number 14 1-inch self-tappers. Empty all these into that bin.
Hey,
Yo!
why'd you only give me 8 inputs?
I thought you grabbed 4 from down there.
I did. You grabbed 4 from down there and 4 from over there, that's 8. 4 plus 4 is 8.
Whatever, dude. Can't all be perfect all the time, right, Joe?
Yeah.
Does he expect that from you on the job?
Yeah.
Wow. Eric, that's Eric. The tall, skinny one is Eric. He's real picky and demanding. You would think he's my boss.
How big is the shop?
290, 280, something like that. Nice little size.
How's dude? Is he alright?
Joe said that you treat him like that on a job too. You yell at him and want him to be perfect and stuff.
No, it was I threw the bit out of the drill at him.
And hit him.
Yeah, in the head.
Real nice, dude. Call HR,
He
dude.
was like, sure you stupid?
Call HR. Let them know. They'll reprimand him.
Yeah, I need this end first.
I got you a ratchet right there. You guys are going to do great today. I believe in you. Be safe. Take company cam pics. And be fast. High five. High five. I'm leaving. I gotta do stuff.
Be safe. What?
Take company cam pics.
Be fast.
Safe, fast company cam pics. The boys are off to a job in Waynesburg, PA, and I think we are gonna get a little bit of rain. What I do is radar. There's Waynesburg there in the corner. Yeah, they're gonna get a couple hours of rain, but if it's not raining too bad, they work through it. If it is raining bad for a couple minutes, they will sit in the truck. Now we gotta go to some estimates. My first estimate is only 10 minutes away from the shop. And my wife handles all the scheduling for all that stuff. I just show up and try to sell the job. This one is, yep, exactly 10 minutes away from the shop. Call this customer and let him know that we are gonna be there shortly. Stay tuned. All right, we're back from the estimate. I don't want to put customers' faces and names and all that on.
You got the metal glasses.
Yeah, we're starting a YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Scott, roofing. Albert, he's a laborer for the roof company. He don't really do much, honestly. But yeah, I kind of cut out the estimate just to, I don't want to give everybody my sales tactics. Hi, Ton. You're on Candy Cam.
Dude, you look ridiculous.
This is the lady behind the phone. Oh, you got to call a customer.
Okay.
You got set up an estimate in Pittsburgh. I'm going to Pittsburgh. She called me personally. I know her dad.
Okay, well.
Here's the phone number.
Fill it up today.
She said that I told her I could possibly do noon.
No, you can. I don't think you can.
Okay.
You have. Yeah, you have a one.
Squints.
Yeah, you have a 1:30 in Washington. With him is roughly about what you'll have.
What are you going to try to schedule her?
She might have to wait till next week.
Why not just early Friday?
Because you have an early one Friday. You have a 9, you have an 11, you have a 12:30, and then you have a 4.
What about late today?
Your last one is already at 5:30, and that's in Midway. So you have to go back to Washington, or go back to Pittsburgh.
Well, ask her if she's okay with a late today. I'll go late. We're off to Pittsburgh. Actually, we're off to the gas station to get some fuel, so I don't gotta stop en route in between estimates. And then we're off. Pretty sure my business spends more money at Sheets filling up all the trucks and cases of water and ice and all that. My business spends more money than what my salary is. I can almost guarantee that. Weather kind of sucks today. I think I need to go get some nicotine as well.
724.
No answer. I'll shoot her a text here in a minute and let her know that we're about an hour out, just to give her a heads up so they can get prepared for us to be there. And also, so I'm not wasting an hour drive, hopefully we hear back from her. We do that with almost all of our estimates, obviously, unless they're right in our town, a couple minutes from the shop, then we give them like a 15-minute heads up. But this is an hour drive. Our radius is like, we do an hour and a half from our shop in any direction. If the jobs are big enough, we'll, last year we went to like the Scranton area, Wilkes-Barre, like on the other side of our state. We've been in New York. We service West Virginia. So we do go further. It's just the jobs have to make sense to go further and stay out of town. All right, so that customer just called us back, said that she's there, she's ready for us. So that's going to be our second estimate of the day, first one out of town. Can I just tell you how much I love driving this little truck? I mean, it's like, as you can see, 15,000 miles on a 2007. Bench seats, wind-up windows, 15,000 miles. It's a brand new truck. It's just, 18 years old. Old trusty though. Perfect sales vehicle. It's got just enough tools in it so I can fix any gates, or any time a customer's having like a small issue, I'll go take care of that. That's kind of the role I play in the company. Is I go out, I'll do a consultation with a client, I'll show them the products we use and educate them on the products, do a layout for their fence. And I also, in between that, if any customers are having any issues with their fence, I can fly by in this little truck and do any small repairs or any maintenance, anything like that needed done. I take care of that. But yeah, my daughter got in here the other day. She's 7, and I told her to put the window up, and she asked me where the button was, and she did not know how to operate this window, so that made me feel pretty old. But yeah, hopefully this rain holds off a little bit so I'm not standing out in the customer's yard, have a client out in the rain while I'm doing this estimate. Alright, we're off to our next estimate. Bear with me here while I'm learning how to YouTube. It's not really my thing, don't know anything about it, don't know how to make content. Interested in learning, but I'm not sure if I can, put customers on camera. I'll probably have to ask them first, so you don't really get to see the estimates now. But we are on our way to our next one. It looks like I'm going to be running around until my last estimate's at 7 o'clock at night. I got to the shop at 7:20, something like that. Probably won't be back at the shop until 9 o'clock tonight. But sometimes that's what you got to do to run a small business and try to make money. Hopefully we get some of these jobs today. But we are cooking and heading to the city. We are going to be in inner city Pittsburgh. For anybody that may watch this video to wonder what, never seen Pittsburgh or wonder what it's like driving through it, this is it. Bumper to bumper traffic, tunnels, bridges, crazy drivers. We're up there with some of the worst drivers, I believe. If you would Google that and find out what cities have the worst drivers, I guarantee we're in top 5. And then navigating this city with a GPS sucks too, because 9 roads split off in the same direction and you never know. You want Grant Street, I have no clue. Hopefully this is it. Which road it is. Yep, Grant Street. Nice looking city though. Nothing but rivers, bridges, and tunnels. Terrible. And there's always traffic right at the tunnel because everybody slows down. There's multiple tunnels and bridges to come in every different direction. Everybody slows down at them for some reason. They're scared of them. PPG Paints Arena, where the Penguins play. On to the next. We're rocking and rolling, making good time, ahead of schedule. Now we're gonna dip back down into this godforsaken city, and then we'll be behind schedule. We have about an hour and a half before we have to be at our next estimate. And I'm gonna stop and have a dinner because I have estimates until 7 o'clock tonight. So I'm gonna stop and have dinner and actually do the proposals on my iPad while I'm having dinner. So the customers that we just went and seen, we will have them their estimate within 2 hours of us leaving, which I typically like that. We're gonna stop at a Blaze Pizza, I think, for dinner. We'll do some paperwork in here while we're having some pizza. Place is pretty cool. It's like the Subway of pizza places. You could build your own, pick your own toppings, pick your own crust.
They throw it in like a, I think a coal fire, wood fire oven. Fast fired oven. Pretty good stuff. $8:00. Leaving our last estimate. Got about an hour drive home. That's what you call a day of talking to customers. Still in Pittsburgh. We're in the South Hills now, suburbs. Now we're going south to Uniontown. Now, not only did I go there, speak with the customer, and show them materials and explain to them and educate them on certain materials and styles and what they're good for, what they're not good for. Also, all those estimates are already sent. We like to be efficient, like to get the customer their estimate. We never want to hear, oh, it's been 3 days. Our general rule of thumb is 24 hours, but it could be, you know, within an hour of leaving there or 30 minutes of leaving there, they'll have something in their hand. What I do is I do all this stuff on site, speak with them, find out what they want, do the measuring. I let Tawny back at the office know what they want, what the distances are, and send her a drawing, and she then builds them an estimate and digitally sends it over to them. Or if they're an older couple, they want it mailed out, something like that. But we try to keep them moving rather quickly. And you seen I was at the shop at 6:20 this morning. It's 8:00 at night. I still got to stop back at the shop, make sure the gate's locked, and just check on everything. Hopefully, I mean, obviously the guys should be back by now. They also work pretty much sun up to sundown. So we all make a pretty good team. You know, you got Eric getting the jobs done left and right, me selling jobs left and right, Tawny dealing with the customers 24/7. So I like to think that we're pretty efficient at what we do. That's a long day of estimates. Hopefully some customers sign some contracts. We'll see. Back to home base. Oh, Shop Cat, where you sleeping, girl? You sleeping on the table. Just holding the fort down. End of our first day in the life of a small business owner. Not real sure where we're going with this. I do know it's not going to be riding around doing estimates all day and just seeing the road and me loading trailers. The idea is to educate customers, kind of give them an idea who we are in our daily lives, test different products, different fence products, test different install methods, show you the differences, and all that's going to come in the future. But it's going to be a learning process, so bear with us in that process. Been at it since 6 o'clock this morning. It's now 9 o'clock at night, so good night.